talking unless y'all giving me land and 2,000 or more every week. You hear me?
I'm not talking unless y'all giving me likes, commenting, and subscribing. You hear me? I got it. Yeah, well, hey, babe. JamiThatsMe here. Listen, we about to go ahead and talk about Real Housewives of Atlanta. Yeah, we about to get into some things. Before we get into that, I got a chance to chat about Housewives of Atlanta and things over with Alexander Rogers, so that was good. We do have the Ooh Ladies First panel tonight that'll be on my channel, so make sure you guys are subscribed. You come back, you get tuned in with us as we talk about a lot of good stuff, your favorite shows, and some other hot topics. And then tomorrow I'll be doing a one-on-one with Scotty over on his channel, so make sure you guys are subscribed as well. And you know what I'm saying? Check us out on tomorrow night. So that's it for the announcements at this time for the people. Let's see what else. Oh, I think that's it. About to get into this Real Housewives of Atlanta. I have to say this. I feel like the season is not bad. Okay. I don't know what episode are we in? Are we in like episode 4? I think we're in episode 4. And I don't think the season is bad, but after I get into it over on Patreon and I want to bring it over to YouTube. No, we're on episode 3. I'm sorry. I might need to change that. I might need to edit that title. But anywho, as we talk about it over on YouTube, sometimes I be feeling a drag. It's not as I want to talk about it. You know what I'm saying? As it may have been in the past. But it doesn't mean that the season is bad, all right? But y'all let me know how you're feeling about the season so far. We are only 3 episodes in. So just let me know how y'all feeling and you know who y'all like and who y'all not featuring so much. And I'm not gonna say is that a person y'all don't like, because of course we don't really know these people, right? But it may be somebody that you're coming around to. Like, this is the person I'm really feeling on the show, but I'm coming around to this individual here. I'm still trying to see what's up with this individual. So let me know. All right, but we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna hop right on into this episode. Let me say this too. And I could be so wrong when I say this, y'all. I'm not even gonna hold you. I could be so wrong when I say that, BIT girl. So people had been coming for Britt Edie's nose. You know what I'm saying? The people been like, they been on her head top about her nose. And for me, I don't know, guys. I remember looking and we talked about it on Patreon where I was saying that I don't know if I know she has a nose job. I mean, that's what it appears to be, right? But I didn't know if it was like bad contouring or if her nose was crooked or something. And maybe it was just the bad contouring. Not sure, but I'm wondering if she may have broken her nose in the past, which could have been a reason as to why she may have gotten some work done on it, right? Potentially. Because even before, any work being done, I think she was a beautiful woman before. I do think Brittany's a beautiful woman now as well. But I was just wondering when I saw her, like, dang, like, is it just bad contouring? Could her nose, have been broken? It looked a little shifty. It could have just been like the contour that was on her face when she wore the blue jean outfit or whatnot. I can't really tell from the images that she puts on her page because, of course, those are a bit edited. But when she was sitting in the confessional, that was something that, kind of crossed my mind. I'm looking at a video from the promo to see. But maybe that's a reason. People be on her head top a lot about her nose and stuff and how she talk. But maybe she has some, possibly. Okay. Maybe, just maybe. Maybe she had to get some work done on her nose because she had an injury, possibly. Okay, give me 1 second, y'all. Give me one. Get this paper towel. All right, y'all. Let's get back into some things. Okay, all right. So y'all let me know y'all thoughts. Y'all might feel like, Jami, I know a nose job when I see one. Okay. So it could be given that, and maybe y'all know more than me, and maybe it had nothing to do with her nose being broken or something like that. Maybe she just wanted to get her nose done. Who knows? But anywho, let's get to Brit Edie, because she does open up the show with her family, more so her family-in-law with her husband. So of course they come over. She's excited because she says she's all about family, even though she's not as close to her own family right now. Now we do learn some things about Brit, and what we learned is that she used to date Rick Ross. I'm kind of like, who the hell didn't date Rick Ross? I feel like every time we see somebody on a television show, a reality, somebody has dated Rick Ross. And then now I'm wondering, did you guys really date Rick Ross, or did he just keep you around for, semantics to make it seem like he was that NIGGA? Like, did y'all really date him? For real, for real? Like, because when I hear date, I understand that there are different ways to like date with a person, but then I also question, like, was y'all hunching him too? Because that's kind of what it's giving as well. Like, y'all was you over there hunching on him? Like, just a little piece? Like, when you say dating, exactly what you mean. Because obviously the ladies of Real Housewives of Atlanta, they kind of get some things a bit misconstrued when it comes to dating and okay? Because remember how Shamea brought the conversation up to, when she brought the conversation up to Drew, hold on one second, y'all. People thought that she was saying she was fucking Dennis. And she was like, no, I didn't ask her that. I asked about whether or not she was dating the man. Okay. There is a huge difference. Get it together. All right. So, yeah, but anywho, I'm just over here doing a little song, working on my system real quick, but we about to get into some things. Okay. So let's keep going. All right. So Brit talks with her sister-in-law. All right. And she already got an issue with Kenya. I know people don't like Kenya, but this issue that Brit has with Kenya is Brit's issue alone. Kenya does not have an issue with Brit, not that I have seen. Brit, you have the issue with Kenya. Now, Kenya, you did let her trick you out your spot just a little piece, okay? If she didn't do it, the producers definitely did it, because I do feel like producers enable terrible behavior. And then you get punished for it in some capacity. Like, this is how they want you to show up. This is how they want you to act. Times that you may have gone too far, they did not strike you for that, reprimand you for that. They encourage that. But then now all of a sudden they want to draw the line. Okay. So there's that. So she's talking to the sister-in-law or whatever, and she talks about meeting the girls and how Kenya was, and she's like, everything would be good if she, if she remained straight or whatever it was she said. And I'm like, girl, you got so much of an issue with her. It's crazy. Oh, she said as long as she keeps it cute. They talk about having more kids. And y'all know Mike already has one. Brittany wants one herself. I believe they want to have a daughter because he already has a son. And Brit wants to have the wedding because they got married during the pandemic, so she never actually had a ceremony. So that's something that she wants, but it seems like it's something he's not open to talking about right now. And I feel like, you know what, that man don't want to talk about it because that man ain't trying to spend that extra fucking money. Okay, and I don't even blame Mike, just a little piece. I do not blame Mike just a little bit for not wanting to. Like, y'all already married. I understand you want to have this ceremony. I get it, because you probably want to have the pictures. It may not even be about having the ceremony for everybody else, because it may be still a small, intimate ceremony. Maybe she just wants something to remember that by having like photos and all of that stuff. Maybe she just, cool. Everybody has their own reasons for why they want it. But I'm with him. Like, BIT, don't y'all got to fix up your house, your mama house, sell the damn house? Like, girl, it's a lot of things y'all got to do. And then now you talk about having a damn ceremony, and then it seems to me that you're a very expensive person. Mike over there looking at his budget like, that's not in the budget right now. Okay, because you're gonna be trying to put a whole nother mortgage down on a wedding or a ceremony, and I don't got time for it, because you want to have all these extra florals, and that's what be costing the most. Okay, florals be costing about more than the damn building. Hello. So yeah, I'm with Mike. Sorry, I'm with him, but I don't want to talk about that right now. So I get it. So she and the sister-in-law, like, Brit, like, I want to talk about it. So come downstairs. Like, we can have a conversation about it. He ain't got to talk about shit. Okay. But like, come downstairs with me so we can talk. So they go downstairs. And of course, they're chatting, and that's when we learned that Brit's father passed away back in 2015. I'm not sure of the reasoning or what was the cause of the death, but she did talk about him having a $2 million policy, and her mom would have gotten it, but something went wrong. Okay, something went wrong in the transition from one job to another, so they ended up losing that $2 million. And I don't like that SHI. I do not, especially when people have paid a substantial amount over time, I feel like it should be valid whether they're moving to a new job or not. Like, I'm confused. I wish we could have known more. I don't know if she has any podcast or something where she talks about this more as to exactly what happened, but I have questions about that, of how can one lose insurance policy that they were paying on because they're transitioning from one job to the next. How did that work? Was it during a time that he wasn't hired with anybody? I mean, was it let's say it was like a January and he ended up quitting that job, but he wasn't starting the next job until March. Therefore, I guess his benefits didn't go into effect, yet the other ones may have ended. Could it have been something like that? But still, he paid on it. I'm just confused. Anywho, child, I just feel like that's another, in my personal, when I hear insurance of all kinds, is a legal scam. That's what it's giving. A legal damn scam. But anywho, so she talks about that and then says that they had to do a whole GoFundMe for her daddy. I was like, ooh, child. And I'm sure that was embarrassing for her, because Britt does strike me as a person that likes to appear that she got it all together. They got it. They good. Yada, 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 So to have to put that GoFundMe up, I'm sure when people see others put up a GoFundMe, it will come off like, oh, y'all broke. Y'all ain't even got enough to bury y'all family member type thing. Sometimes people have it and they just still be greedy because they know folks gonna give it, so they gonna let them give it. I don't know the people reasoning, okay, but I'm sure that did something to the ego just a bit on top of the dad passing away. So she fell out with her sisters over her company because she did go on after this incident. She didn't want nobody else to experience that, so she went and started her own insurance company. Had her sisters in on it. One of the sisters was like, I can't take this SHIBIT. You do a little too much for me. Okay, you really do be acting like you my boss, and it's not giving that. So I'm gonna go and start my own company because you have me thoroughly fucked up. So that's what the sister went and did. Meanwhile, Britt was in the midst of, I guess, selling her company, and one of the other sisters felt like, well, since you my sister, I ain't gotta be pulling in all that extra weight. I ain't gotta do a whole lot of nothing. So yeah, Britt said, okay, well, you could get the hell up out of here then. So she decided to fire the sister. Okay, got the sister up out of the child. It's been a mess. Okay, so they've had that situation going on. Britt says that she loves her family, but she got a business to run at the end of the day, and I don't blame her at all. I don't think it's always good to go in business with your family. I think it works sometimes. Sometimes it does work until it doesn't. And that was a situation where it doesn't. So I don't blame her if she had to get the hell out of Dodge. Like, y'all got to get on. Okay, so it is what it is. But did y'all catch when she said something that she started off talking about a rocky relationship with her sisters, but then she goes on to say, I miss my sister. So I don't know if she made up with at least one of them, or if it's just one that she really wants to have a better relationship with and she could care less about the other. IDK. And I also wonder if we're going to meet these sisters at some point as the season progresses. All right. So that's that when it comes to Miss Britt, Edie, and the husband of it all. Let's get to Porsha and Kelly. Now, I kind of like this sit down. I'm not even for the whole job. I like this sit down. Like, listen, right now, can't nobody make me dislike. First of all, y'all can't make me dislike or like nobody. You know what I'm saying? High key. Whew, y'all can't. All right. So for me, I'm liking me some Kelly. Now, Kelly, you did do one thing in this moment that I didn't like because you didn't keep it a buck. But I feel like you're a person that typically does keep it a buck, and that's what I like. But you didn't keep it a buck in this moment, and we're going to have to clock it. Just a piece, okay? So I like how Porsha was open to meeting with Kelly after Kelly said what she said and called out the fact that we want to know how you got with that lady husband, okay? Porsha sitting up there feeling away because she's like, girl, why is it that somebody I don't even know inquiring about that? Girl, calm down. You knew you was going to have to talk to this when you came back. Like, chill out. So, Kelly said she not drinking, right? When they were trying to get drinks, she said, oh, I don't think I'm drinking today. It was given, just in case I have to drag it, I need her to understand that it was not any liquid courage, but it was all courage coming from Kelly. Okay? So I need her to understand that this is not the liquor talking, it's me talking very clearly. So, yeah, you can hold the drinks. What else is going on? What are we giving today? And Porsha said, we giving a bit of, you know what I'm saying, standoffish, just a little piece. Okay, because I don't really know what to take. I don't really know what I'm going to get from you because, you know, you be giving different personalities. And then Bree said, me, I give different personalities. Okay, girl, well, you got a lot of different personalities with a lot of them different niggas that you fucking with. Okay, now, don't come for me because you know I'm going to come back, right? Okay, this ain't Phaedra. Okay, I will come back on that as understand. So I was here for Brittany. I do like the fact that she is having the ball. First of all, I've been saying Balmain wrong. Okay, Balmain. It's called Balmain. Is that how you say it? I think that's how not Brit, but Kelly pronounced it. So she invited Porsha and her daughter to the event, which is super super nice. It kind of does remind me of the event the ladies did over on Wags. So I thought that was pretty cool. So Kelly asked Porsha what we giving today. Porsha like we giving put off energy. All right, because you got these personalities. I don't really know how to take it or whatever. Okay, Kelly like you got different men. I guess we even. Kelly tells her that she was trying to figure out what the story was when it came down to her being out to eat with Shamea, wanting to know what's the story when it comes to you and Simon and how y'all got together and all of that. And Porsha says, ma'am, that's not how it came back to me. I'm just telling you, that's just not, it didn't come to me like that. And you have to understand that when it was given to me, it made me feel like I had to be on guard and prepare myself for the attack that was coming from women that I don't even much know. You know what I'm saying? So this is what she's saying, but then Kelly tells her something different, and Kelly says, well, I kind of asked in a playful way. Like, it wasn't like that. I was just like, so what's going on? Like, tell me about how she got with that lady man. No, Kelly, you know damn well that's not how you said it. That's not how you said. Now, you may have said it playfully or something at Shamea's house, but when you was out with Shamea and Britt, that's not how you said that, and you know that. Okay? What did I say? I said, Kelly, you definitely said it like you had the facts. But I don't feel like you was wrong when you asked, because that's how all of us saw it. Okay? So you weren't wrong in that. You were just wrong in how you related back to Porsha. So Kelly says, Shamea says, Shamea told her, like, listen, that's a question you might want to ask Porsha. Porsha said, my best friend said that. She sent you to ask me that. Oh, wow. And she was like, well, yeah, but I don't think it was really like that. I think she just, it's your business. She wanted me to come to you and talk to you about it. Porsha said, okay, well, I'm just going to trust that it wasn't meant to hurt me or anything like that. So, okay, we good. So they're good. Porsha says Shamea knows she's going through a divorce right now. This is what she says in the confessional. She know I'm going through a divorce right now, so why would she set me up like that? How would she set you up if she came to you and gave you a heads up on what these ladies were saying? You know how this goes on the show. Porsha, I'm going to be real honest with you. And I feel like I have been giving Porsha grace on the show. I want to like Porsha again like I used to like her. But you trying to show up as a victim a lot this season, I don't think I'm here for it. Like, I think you want to show up like, oh, Drew is doing this to me. Oh, Simon is doing this to me. Oh, Shamea did this to me. And it's not working. It's not working. Not for me. It's just not working. Okay? Let's keep going. My other thing is this: when you talk about how Shamea, she's trying to set me up. First of all, she gave you a heads up a long time ago. But if you also know your friend's character, why would you assume that she would put you in a position to set you up? I'm just a little confused as to why you would think that. Yeah, I don't like that. I don't know who's throwing bad seeds, but I don't like that. But anywho, Porsha says that she told, look, first of all, I think Kelly was like, girl, you like to go tit for tat, whatever like that, ping pong with me. Porsha says, I do, you was trolling me. And she said, yeah, I was just giving you what you was looking for. She said, I have been calling you my little troll, but now it's giving treasure troll. So then Kelly said, well, girl, it better be the cute one, okay? It better be Poppy, the pink one. So it was like a weird dynamic, but at the same time, I liked it. For some reason, I like the weirdness of it all, because I feel like she not gonna really back down. Even though I felt like she did a little bit when she wasn't forthcoming with how she really had the conversation with Shamea originally. She was thinking about the second time and not the first time. But I kind of liked it. The little interaction with the two of them. Now let's get to Drew, who's in the studio. Now y'all know Drew dropped her album on last Friday. I think she has a really good album. In my personal, I think they did a really good job on it. I think you get a lot of different sounds on Drew's album. So congratulations to Drew. I think Dennis did a good job. I thought it was messy as hell for Ralph to want to drop a statement a week. Okay, 5 days after the episode premiered, when Drew highlighted the fact that he's trying to get her for child support and alimony, and now you want to put a statement out? You're trying to put a damper on her parade. That's vindictive, that's petty, and a lot of what she says about you, she ain't lying. It's sad, okay? So she's in the studio singing one of her songs, Can We Fall in Love for a Minute? And it's cute. That's how she starts off her album. It's nice. So Cynthia, Kenya, and Angie all come to check Drew out at the studio. So Kenya asks Angela about her being married. So while they're all sitting around and they're wanting to know how Drew is dealing with things with the divorce and stuff, and Kenya asks Angela, like, were you married before Charles? And she's like, no, this was my first marriage. Now, this is what I need y'all to clock for me, okay? The way that Kenya asked Angela about her being married prior to Charles is no different than Kenya inquiring with Brittany about her ring and wondering whether she was married before, whether she's newly engaged, or whatever the case is. I feel like it's no different than that. Brittany, who is a person, in my opinion, who likes to put out a certain image of herself, and a lot of the ladies do it on the show, so a lot of them do it, but for her to want to appear as though everything is perfect, great, this and that, she immediately, and maybe it's because of her past experiences with people too, she immediately takes offense to what Kenya is saying, and she wasn't even saying it like that. And Kelly, for you to sit up there at the time and back it up is insane to me, only for you guys to not even be cool today. Yikey dikey. Okay? She was doing a little too much. So there's that. So it's giving just a little bit, Brie. I do think that you are being strategic. You were and you are. One, in my personal, until proven otherwise, one, you seem like you wanted to pick a fight with one of the big women on the show, which was Kenya. Not so much as Porsha, because she's a fan fave, so you want to, have an issue with Kenya. In addition to that, now you're cozied up and you're like this with Miss Porsha Williams. I don't know, but it's giving securing a spot. And I don't really fault her for that. Secure your spot, girl. Secure your spot. I just hope the friendship that you and Porsha have been developing is a genuine one. But it's giving strategy. But let's keep going. All right. So Drew is trying to make sure everybody's good, right? So Drew is like, oh, let me go ahead and just put this out here for the people that can't stand Drew. I'm so sorry, guys. And we'll have to agree to disagree, and that's okay. Because I do see me leaning more so on Drew's side for this, okay? I'm just gonna go and tell y'all out the gate. I'm over here. I'm on Drew's side. All right. So Drew's trying to make sure everybody's good. She just asked one of the engineers, like, you good? You need something? The other lady's trying to get into a conversation. Drew, like, y'all want some champagne or whatever? But Kenya tried to make it appear as though Drew was avoiding conversation. She wasn't. She was trying to make sure y'all was straight, just like she asked the engineer. She literally interrupted what y'all was saying and saying, you good? You straight? Yada, yada, whatever. Okay? Saw nothing wrong with it. Kenya is like, I'm asking you about Dennis. And what you're not finna do is try to sit up here and, you know what I'm saying, talk about some drinks and stuff. We know how to open up our bottles when we ready. Okay, I'm just making sure you good, though. I'm just trying to make sure. Girl, I want to know about Dennis. What's going on with that? So let's talk about that now. All right? So she sips her tea. Kenya said, oh, not sips tea. I love you, Kenya. I love you, girl. I know you were trying to work this scene. But, ma'am, throat is hoarse. Did she tell y'all when y'all first got there that she been down in Mexico hollering, doing a damn movie, screaming and stuff? Ma'am, vocals. But I mean, maybe you and Porsha wouldn't know a lot about it, so I get it. But she was just trying to lubricate that throat. Okay. So anywho, Kenya starts asking her about Dennis or whatever. Drew says she and Dennis primarily text. She's like, no, I think either Kenya or Cynthia asked her about, did she talk to Porsha or something like that? And she says that, well, we text about it. Was it that? Or maybe she was talking to Dennis. Either way, she brought up the conversation of her texting Dennis. Like, they primarily text. She said, they don't be on the phone like that. So what happens was they do a flashback to Drew being on the phone with Dennis. Dennis picked up the phone. They chatted. My thing is this. Just because if y'all don't have a series of times that Drew has actually talked on the phone to Dennis, I'm not going to say that she's necessarily a liar, okay? Because I have people in my phone right now that I primarily text. But if I call their phone, they just might pick up. And we may have a quick conversation, but it does not mean that I talk on the phone to that person all the time, how people are trying to make it be out to be, how they try to make it out to be when it comes to Drew. Just because she got that man on the phone one time to me, for me, I didn't feel like she talked to him all the time. She very well could just only talk to him via text, okay? And even if it is just business, I still feel like it's nothing to say he's bro, because honestly, having Dennis bro, it validates what she's already told y'all, which is, hey, he's like a brother to me. So I can't be on that train at this time. I'm just telling, for me, I can't be on that train just yet. I'm not saying I won't get there. I'm just saying I'm not there yet. Okay, I'm still over here with Drew, so I can't hop on that dislike train just yet. So yeah, that's just how I feel about that. Dennis, bro, I mean, he's like a brother to her. They do primarily talk about business. It sounded like when she got him on the phone, that's what they was finna talk about anyway. But y'all got people in y'all phone right now, y'all probably just only text. And then they may pick up the phone here or there, but it don't mean y'all talk like that. You know what I'm saying? So to me, all right. So then she says that, yeah, they're not friends. It's strictly business. Drew brings up the ladies attacking her. So Kenya tells her, Drew, no, you can't, no. And I love you. I do, but you can't be the victim in all situations. Some things you brought on yourself, okay? You're going to have to take that L. You brought some things on yourself. I don't even remember. So y'all going to have to refresh me on the things that Drew has brought on herself, because I really cannot recall. I feel like that weight loss thing was something she brought on herself. I did not understand the Sonya and her beef. I don't know what that, I don't know. Was it an issue with her and Marlo? Can't remember. What just let me know down in the comments, like, what were some of the things y'all felt Drew brought on herself? And we might agree, but I'm being genuine when I say I don't recall, okay? Kenya tells her that she was dead wrong for working with him without talking to Porsha. I'm not going to agree with that either. I'm sorry. I don't agree with that. I don't. And here's the other thing. The issue is not her working with Dennis. The way Kenya asked, she says, you were wrong for working with this man and not telling Porsha, okay? It was the working. Let Porsha tell it. That's not her issue. The issue is her filming with Dennis. I disagree on both sides, okay? Whether it's working or it's filming. So Cynthia says that she needs to call Porsha and say what she needs to say. Like, girl, don't be sending her no text or nothing like that. So Drew is like, well, I be trying to get up with her and talk to her, but she be acting like she don't have the time. And then here goes Cynthia. Here you go. Well, girl, I don't even be looking for Porsha like that. And when I call her, she answered. Yeah. So are y'all not seeing what's going on? Are y'all not seeing what's going on? And I may have made this note later on, and I'll probably repeat myself again. But in this moment, what I'm thinking, and it's something I mentioned later on in the review, but what it is that Porsha is intentionally avoiding Drew. If you ask me, it is for storyline. I do not care anything about Porsha being that girl and her having a longer history on Bravo, more fans, whatever. Okay? She very well is using that as a storyline and a deflection when she don't want to talk about that divorce with these ladies. Okay? When she probably don't want to talk about how she got with that man with these ladies. She'll talk about it with her mom and where she feel like it's safe and she could potentially control the conversation, but not with y'all. So she's definitely using that girl, in my opinion, and what she got going on with Dennis, so that problem, as a piece of, I'm finna get some stuff shaking on the show over here. Okay? At least that's just how I feel about that. You're telling her, hey, let's talk, let's chat. Let's do this or that. And the times that she's reached out to you, you have canceled. So it's giving, you're making it appear as though you are trying to connect with her, when in reality, you're not, because you're trying to keep this going. Nobody's going to change my mind at this time. Okay? We're going to have to see how it play out. But right now, no. Okay? So, Cynthia says, well, when it came to Kenya working with Leon, she made it a point to come to me and ask me for my blessing. You know what I'm saying? She made it a point, and I'm like, ho, is you cool? Is you cool? Do you know how far removed y'all are in a relationship? First of all, you're not even an actor for real. But shout out to you for getting the gigs that you did get. But however, you ain't been in this industry as long as Kenya and Leon. That's one. You've been in modeling, but not that. Kenya didn't have to come to you for if Kenya did that, that was her own courtesy, respect, whatever she wanted to do. But she did not have to do that. And that's why I feel like Drew don't gotta do that. Now, I do understand some people feeling like, well, but see, that's the thing. That's the respect of it. Da-da-da-da-da. She ain't gotta do that. Okay? If you ain't trying to get up, this and that, and then the baby daddy saying he talking to you, whatever the case, girl, go away from me with this. Okay? She don't gotta do that. I don't even know why Kenya even went to Cynthia to ask her permission. I don't even know why. And then before the scene was over with, Cynthia gonna say, well, I'm gonna tell you this right here, Drew. I'm gonna just tell you right now, okay? I'm gonna tell you right now. Baby daddies hit different. And I'm like, do they? Because your baby daddy ain't hit you in years. Y'all wasn't hunching it down or doing nothing in years. So why are you pressed about what jobs he get? If anything, that's money in his pocket. If anything, that's money for y'all kids, Cynthia. So Kenya didn't have to approach you on nothing. And even if she would have worked with him without your permission, you wouldn't have even been upset about it. Stop playing. What is this whole, I don't know what y'all got going on. I don't know how. You know what? You're right, Porsha. Porsha's right. Porsha said, I snatched my peach back and now I'm bringing the juice. BITCH, them hoes is drinking it. You're right. Yeah, you are. They're drinking it. Especially Miss Cynthia. Cynthia's drinking the juice. That's what's going on. Because the extra checking on you, seeing how you're doing, checking on that, Drew, you should have talked to her. You Like, when did all of this loyalty, all this extra, when did y'all start doing all that? Do you feel like old heads need to stick together? Like, what's going on? No. Anywho, that's what they got going on, okay? Drew did say Porsha told her they supposed to have a conversation. They need to talk about it. We'll see if they gonna talk about it, okay? They ain't. So let's get some more. So Shamea and her sisters, y'all. Okay. Girl, I didn't know Shamea had all of this going on. You know what I'm saying? People be living these lavish lifestyles, got all this money and stuff, and they dealing with everyday issues like other people, and sometimes even worse, right? Shamea has been dealing with Shiloh's medical issues. She's been dealing with one of her daughters having to get her tonsils, I believe, removed, and then also her ectopic pregnancy and just wanting to do IVF to expand her family. She talked about how her estrogen levels would get so high it could lead to like blood clots and some other medical things that's like really, really serious when it comes to that. So right now she's having to talk to a surrogate. She talks about her sisters, and I'm glad that she does have her sisters, and I'm glad to see with Shamea going through a lot of what she's going through, to see other people on the show that have her back. But of course, family's gonna have her back, right? But there are, to me, not intricate parts of this show. So I would like to see, is the best friend Porsha going to show up in your time of need, or is she just primarily going to be focusing on her divorce and stuff that she got going on? Right? It seems like Kelly is one that has been very supportive to her, but then also some of the things I know that Kelly has been there for Shamea on, I feel like Shamea has talked about in interviews, but I don't think I've necessarily seen it on the show just yet. So hopefully we see the ladies, support Shamea in some fashion, because when she talked about how she always shows up for other people and she kind of does it in a way to where, she won't think about her own issues because she's too busy doing, for others or whatever. But I think Shamea is just a doer, period. She talks about asking her husband about how he feels about the IVF if it doesn't take, and he said they'll cross that bridge when it comes. But I do have a bit of confusion where I'm like, so are you doing the surrogate and the IVF, or are you doing one or the other? But I hope that, I would like to hear him have I know we ain't gonna get much conversation from my husband, but I would like to hear him have the conversation where he tells her he supports her in the decision she chooses to make to expand the family. She does say something that was also interesting when she said, I just hope that I have enough love to give. I have enough love in my heart to give. So my question became, are you speaking on to be able to love your husband? accordingly, or are you speaking on your next child? You know what I'm saying? Like what did she? I don't know. And I don't want to even speculate, but these are just questions and not putting words in her mouth. But I'm just wondering, what exactly did she mean by that when she said it? And in what direction? You have, because I would think that you're talking about children. You will have enough love in your heart to give to, I don't know. Maybe it's not, I don't know. Because I think she enjoys being a mom. I think she wants more kids. But what does she mean? Okay. But let's keep going. Let's get to Angela and her husband. Let me tell y'all. I kind of like Charles, y'all. Charles is a hoot. But you know what? It's kind of like that is his natural personality. I feel like Charles be dead ass when he say stuff, but people just be laughing because they think it's funny. Because sometimes I'm like that. I'll just say stuff and then my friends bust out laughing. I'm like, what's funny? Like, nah, it's just how you say stuff. Like, you hilarious. And I'm like, but I'm not playing. You know? So I feel like that is how he's similar. And he's funny. He just be saying shit. Like when he talked about the therapist, bitch, and started talking about getting a discount, I said, but you ain't never lied. Cause how much? 3,000? What's going on? Y'all ain't got insurance. What's happening? 3 racks. What's she teaching? Y'all don't went and booked the Yama? Who you went and got? Dr. Cheyenne? Who you booking? Who's helping? So girl, that's a lot of money. I'm with him. Okay, at some point, you should get to a place where you don't need the therapist no more. I mean, God, I would hope, or at least be able to take a little piece of a break. But child, maybe that be the men's real issues. They don't want to address their stuff and they damn sure don't want to pay for it. Who knows? But they're supposed to be working on like a vow renewal or whatnot. So that's coming up. But right now they got these houses that they working on. And Charles just like, girl, Charles over there feeling like Brit husband. Okay, like y'all just, girl, y'all finna you running me dry. Okay, we got to get this house up to par. Then I got to sit up here and I got to pay for this over here. For some therapy, and then you want the vow renewal? Like, girl, we're gonna have to pace ourselves here. Okay. Charles is a bit funny. Now, they talk about a 2017 incident, at least Angela does, and I was a little confused as to what happened during that 2017 incident, because the way that she talked about it in a way that it seems like everybody was aware of it. And although I like basketball, you know, I haven't really been in tune with basketball for some time to really know what happened. So I had to pull it up, right? I had to go and pull it up for us to check out. And they're saying on February 8th, 2017, Madison Square Garden witnessed a shocking scene as Knicks legend Charles Oakley was involved in a heated altercation with the security during a game. They said from a fan favorite to headline news, they're saying Oakley's removal sparked controversy and discussions about respect within the organization. Feelings ran high and emotions spilled over, reminding us all just how patient New Yorkers are about the Knicks, okay? Or shall I say passionate? Sorry, not patient, passionate. So that is what was being said. And we're going to watch this clip because she was saying that what happened to him ended up making him, like he felt hurt. And he was at a place where she couldn't heal him. So they had to live separately as he worked through that embarrassment, that public embarrassment, whatever toll it may have taken on his career at that time. And so I just want us to see. I don't know if it has any audio. Let's see. Woo, not you got on your tiptoes, baby. He got on them tiptoes. He was ready to get it in. You on the tiptoes? Oh, you ready to throw down. Shout out to the 800 plus people we do have in the chat. If we could get the likes to 300, that'll be amazing. I really appreciate you guys being here, so I thank you. But the fact that he got on these tiptoes, honey, he really about that action. So, Charles, how hurt were you? And can I also say this too? I know how you guys feel about colorism and racism, okay? But child, you got this big black man and you got all primarily these white folks in his face. Child, it's giving Oprah from the spazzed out on your ass like the damn color purple. That's what it's giving, just a little piece. You can't be surrounded me like that, okay? I feel like my life is in danger, okay? My God. Well, listen. What Angela had said? If you looking for the shade, bitch, look for the oak. Let me tell y'all something. Miss Ma'am didn't lie when she said what she said. She didn't lie when she said, put some respect on it. She didn't lie when she said what she said, okay? If you looking for the shade, you better look for the oak. Period. Because he was oaking the hell out them people. Do you hear me? Girl, that's a new word for me. And no, you cannot have it, Miss Angela. It's mine, okay? You cannot have that. Because he was oaking the shit out of them. Period. Girl, ain't that some? Y'all better not get me in trouble over here on this YouTube showing this stuff to y'all. Okay? But girl, when he oaking them around, up off of me. Get your motherfucking hands up, okay? Who said that? Was that Denzel Washington? I cannot remember who said get your hands off me. Or was that Jamie Foxx? Maybe it was both of them and Jamie was mocking him. Get your hands off of me. Okay? And then push the man. Child. Okay, that man said, I'm gonna put my dead weight on this ground because I know you hoes ain't gonna be able to lift me up then. Child, baby. If you looking for the shade, look for the oak. What was you looking for the shade tree? Look for the oak. Look for the oak. Be careful around Charles, because you might get oaked the hell out. All right, I'm just letting y'all know, okay? Don't be oaking around with Charles. Might get oaked up, period. Because Charles was over there acting up, wasn't he? Just oaking. Hey, that's what he be doing. Just oaking. Oh, let me keep going. That's not why y'all here. All right. So that's what's going on with Charles and the wifey. So there's that. Drew and the attorney. Y'all, I have tried my best to really not say I can't stand people that I don't know. I do be trying. I know I give it to Ashley Darby. I know I'm working on it. They still working on me. The Potomac Lord is still working on me. Okay. But Ralph, that man there, I'm sorry. I believe everything that attorney, because this is the attorney talking. I believe it. And I wasn't interested in looking at the unsealed court docs, but BITCH, now I am. Now I want to know. Because Ralph, and how you did Drew on that day when she dropped her album and you want to put a statement out days later, when you could have, we know you be tuned in every night down there in the basement, him downstairs. We know that. So you could have dropped it that night or the very next morning, but you wait until the day of her album promotion, her album drop, and then now you want to sit up there. Like, you're a petty ass man. The fact that you went to Tampa and you were sitting up there watching your wife and children from home, but don't want to be in the home with them, knowing how that made her feel, and then you jet set to Tampa, and I don't even think you really told her. Didn't Drew find out after the fact that he went to Tampa? She knew he was gone, but I don't think she knew exactly where he went. And you played in her face on this show, and then now you over here showing your ass in court, and then you got the audacity to do a podcast of him downstairs trying to tell your side as if it's going to make us think any different. You're going to have to come with some hardcore receipts to change the people's mind. And Drew can be all the things that people may want to label her to be, a terrible person, a liar, whatever, but it doesn't excuse or make him any better of a person himself. So yeah, that's just me. Okay. That's just how I'm feeling. So Drew talks about Ralph cross-examining her in court. He didn't bring his attorney. I don't know if he hired one at the time. Maybe he didn't hire one. Who knows? If he didn't, I wouldn't be surprised, especially if he's trying to play it up to be, oh, I don't have the money. right? So I can't have an attorney because I ain't even got the money to pay the attorney. That's why I'm still in the house. Okay. So then the attorney, her attorney says it was confirmed that he was, she says him cross-examining Drew only proves his manipulative and controlling ways, right? They talk about how they want Ralph out of the home and they want to sell the home. I guess it makes sense to sell it because then she'll likely get some money back from it. And then she really could, like, split. Like, you get yours, I get mine, I can go on about my business. So I guess that makes sense. She could really, So then Ralph says he couldn't afford to stay, or at least he didn't say this. This is what the attorney says. The attorney says that Ralph says that he couldn't afford to stay somewhere else and pay her bills as well. All right. Because the judge, from my understanding, and I think Ralph even put it out there, that the judge ordered him to pay that money. Okay. Pay for their living expenses. Because like I said in a previous video, when you've already contributed to doing that and you've been okay with doing that, sometimes judges are going to make you keep doing that. Okay. So she talks about how, they don't know what he can really afford and what he can do because he submitted his financials, but majority of the financials that were submitted were Drew's financials. The audacity. But you had money to take your ass down to Tampa. Oh, I'm sorry. Drew said you had access to her account and you were also taking her money according to the attorney. So then was that Drew's money that you used to go down to Tampa or was it yours? Because let's not act like Ralph don't got a job. I thought Ralph had like a tech job or something like that, or a consultant for a tech firm. So whatever Ralph was doing, Ralph was making money. Okay, most people in the tech arena are making good money depending on where you are in things. Okay, when I hear consultant, I hear, if that is what his job was, I hear a person that likely has their own company and they are definitely going to charge you more for your services as a consultant, contractor, whatever. So I do believe Ralph was making some bread. Now, whether he's decreased his hours, decreased his job, I don't know what he may have finagled. But the fact that you have access, your husband has access to your records and you don't have access to his, and you guys have children together, I think that's messed up. I think that is messed up. And if he's not going to give you access to his, I think you should have solely kept yours separate. Like, I'm talking about file taxes separately, everything. He shouldn't be able to see nothing. Okay, put your sister Allison as your beneficiary on all of your bank accounts and whatever else. Okay, so should anything happen, she'll be able to get access to things to help take care of them kids or something. But that's just, I do believe they got married in 6 months. I don't think they've known each other as long. I think they met and married within that 6 month time frame. And some people are able to meet within that time frame. They've probably been married for 20, 30 years. Who knows? But I think a bit more vetting could have been done with him. And here's another thing that people may not talk much about. He may have started off as a really genuine person. Maybe have, because that was, I think, at a time when Drew's career wasn't solely popping either. But as she started doing TLC, getting a few more opportunities, getting over on Real Housewives, like the light started to shine a bit more brighter on Drew. And I've always liked her. Right. So I don't know. I want her to stay on the show. I want to see more. I want to see more of what she could do with this platform and beyond. Because when she was on the game, I was always intrigued by her. And I would find myself like searching her up from time to time, seeing what she was into, but I didn't really see a whole lot. So to see they had got her on Real Housewives, I was happy about that. I want to see Drew do good, and I want her to be able to get this divorce as peacefully as she can from this man. And I really want to see her like go and excel and do more. I love that for people. Okay. I do. I want to see that for Porsha too at some point. Okay. I don't know, but girl, you got to stop lying. You're a beautiful liar. A beautiful fucking liar, bitch. Shakira was talking about your ass. But anywho, aside from that, so this man had the audacity to submit her financials. And here's the other question though, Drew. Was this man a manager? Were you paying him? Which is why he submitted your financials when we know he had a whole consulting job or whatever it was? No. So the filings have been sealed. And after the judge looked at everything, the judge has decided to unseal the documents. So Drew is starting to get emotional all over again because she knows she's going to have to relive these moments. And here's the other part to me that made me feel like the reason Drew is emotional about it is because when this information comes out even more, and people can see the documents and see certain things that happen, nothing is redacted or anything, we're going to start coming for Ralph. And what Ralph is going to do, in my opinion, is make her life even more of a living hell, as he may have behind the scenes. In my personal, that's just what it is that I think. I don't live with those folks. I'm just going off of the details that's provided to me, and this is how I'm seeing it, okay? I don't have the additional context, but I'm trying to read in between the lines just a little piece, okay? So for me, that's why I feel like she was emotional about it. Okay, not so much as the kids finding out, because they might. Because isn't he going to mention that his daughter brought an article or something to him? That's what he says. But also because he probably finna show his ass even more. Okay, because let Ralph tell you he's being portrayed to be this terrible person on television, but you contribute. It's no different to me than when people are like, the editing. It's the editing, the way the people edit. But you have to give them something to edit as well. So part of that is on you. When you had a chance to like apologize to her at the reunion and all of that, like, man, you just was not supportive. Like, I don't like it. Okay. So anywho, they talk about him being a serial cheater, sexting with other women. I feel like we've heard about that. Taking money out her account, following her, tracking her. And Drew, in all honesty, I can't tell you how to feel, but some of that, I know he probably gonna show his ass, but a lot of that we've already seen on this show. So yeah. Didn't they have an assistant that she didn't feel comfortable with at some point? And the assistant had to go because the assistant, I guess, was too comfortable with him, or he allowed her to be too comfortable with something with that. So, child, Ralph, you a mess, baby. While you sitting over there on your platform talking about, and I know women that got bodies. Yeah, my homeboys told me. I know, yeah, because my homeboys said it. What bodies you got? Bodies on bodies on bodies. How many bodies do you have, sir? Girl, I don't like you, Ralph. From what's presented to me, I'm not a fan at all. I don't care how handsome the people may think you are with your cone head. I don't like your behavior. And you got a young man looking up to you. I need you to do better. Don't be sitting up there trying to portray one image in her face and in front of your son's face, then causing hell behind both of their backs. More so in her face, but behind your son's back. You still an example for that older child too. The one that you was hesitant to adopt, although you said you were going to do it. All right? Nasty work. God don't like that. Let me tell you, y'all be thinking y'all getting away with the nasty work y'all do, and then, listen, karma come back and hit your ass. So, let's keep going. Let's get to Porsha and his mama. Okay, let's talk about Porsha and his mom. If you have yet to like up the video, please go ahead and do so. Thank you guys so much for being here. And you can share the video too, girl. Go ahead and share a little piece of it. So yeah, let's get to Porsha and the mom. So of course, Porsha talks about the divorce. Okay, she's really hurt by this divorce with Simon. She says that Simon has been acting out for the public. For the public. I'm like, I don't know if it's really for us. A piece of it may be for us, but more of it is for you. Okay. She says that she's been dealing with a lot of it. She's been trying her best to handle everything, but it is becoming overwhelming. Okay. She says that she was going through the divorce with Cordell, but she don't feel like she's going through the divorce with Simon, because at some point during the divorce, you guys may talk and have a conversation, and she doesn't feel like she's able to do that with Simon because he's kind of going silent. Right. I don't know. Maybe he's going silent because he may feel like you may try and twist something. Maybe you may try and get in his head potentially. Maybe he may feel like you may try and manipulate him to get his house or something. I don't know, but I feel like that's on him because he shouldn't have put that in the prenup. He shouldn't have said that you could stay in that house in the prenup and then try and snatch it back. No. So I'm with the judge. When the judge ordered her to say, nah, she could stay there and you're going to keep paying for it. Yeah, you are. You've been doing it. You're going to keep doing it. And according to these documents, that's what you said you was going to do anyway, should y'all separate. So, yeah, I'm with the judge. Okay. So I don't know if he feels like if he talks to her, he may change his mind or whatever, or if he's just being hateful because she don't want to be with him no more. Okay. It is what it is. You can't do wrong and expect right to follow you. So I don't blame her for getting a divorce. Bye. What else? So then she says that she was going through the divorce with Cordell, but not with Simon. She says that Simon is not her husband. The person he's showing up to be is not her husband. And I'm like, duh, because he finna be your ex-husband. Of course he not finna be your husband. Like, girl, you put it, y'all in a divorce. Like, what you want him to do? So she says her mom says, her mom says, she always saw him as her protector. And I'm like, Diane, stop it. Now I'm finna get on your head just a little bit, Miss Diane. I am. And I'm going to let the stands feel how they choose to feel on today and tomorrow. But either way, I'm going to have a great day. Okay. Porsha talks about how she reached out to the pastor, his family, wanting them to, I guess, to kind of like intervene or something like that. But they're at a place where they like, listen, I ain't got nothing. My name Bennett. And I told y'all that I'm not in it. And I kind of agree with them. Like, I'm not going to get in y'all legal matters. Do not come over. Don't come over here. Do not come over here. I can't tell that. If you can't tell him that, what makes you think I can tell that man something? He don't listen to us no way. Hell, he ain't even listen to the government. So what you think I'm finna tell this man? They been told him to get the hell out. He's still over there. And you think I can help him? I can't help you, baby. I don't want none of them problems, sweetheart. I cannot help you out. I wish y'all the best. And hopefully he comes around. But good luck to you. Because don't come over here with that. I can't help you, Sue-Ann. So, Mama Diane. I don't know what was happening. It's giving last minute filming. It's giving thrown together. It's giving no comb, no brush available for the wig. It's giving, I got to run out the house and get there now. Let me grab this one. Okay. It's giving, you thought I didn't see that dried up black down the side of your face. And I really want to fight production and your daughter for not running up, making sure they had a wipe to wipe that off the side of your face, because I saw that black down the side of your face dried up. And I said, not y'all done sat up here and played Mama Diane like that when she don't never come on the screen looking like this. Miss Mama must be going through a little something. But y'all was wrong for how y'all played her out like that. But Miss Diane, you was even more wrong for not having a mirror to see how you was looking at that time. Okay? So I'm just saying, all right, you could have been a bit more put together than what you was. You was given disheveled. It was given distressed. It looked like you was the one going through the divorce, not Porsha. Okay, I was thoroughly. No, don't. I'm just saying. Okay, don't try and come for me. Okay, girl, my little YouTube channel get a piece of you here or there. Okay. So if I want to come over here with a rag and a tag on this head, I'm going to do what I want. But you are on a much bigger platform than me. Y'all was just bragging about the millions of views that y'all was getting. Okay? So everybody saw that. And if they didn't, they lied. Because I saw that piece on the side of your head, and I was really upset that somebody did not give you a comb. I really was mad about that. Oh, you sitting up there taking your mama to go get her damn feet rubbed on. You should have took her somewhere to get their head combed on. And I'm a little disappointed about it, Miss Porsha. I don't like that. You don't do her like that. Just like you said, she's been your ride or die. She has supported you. She has upheld your foolishness. And you're going to let that woman come on camera looking like that? The audacity. While you looking cute and all the way put together, I think that's disrespectful. And if Miss Diane wanted to pull a belt out right now and whoop your ass for how you had her looking up there on that screen, I'm in support. I am in support. I am. Because you was wrong for that. Uh-huh. I said, now what the fuck y'all done had Miss Diane? Ooh, Miss Diane look bad. Ooh. Miss Diane, I feel like you've been about the most put together mama up here on Real Housewives of Atlanta until Miss Mama Joyce Candy when it got her snatched. But you've been looking kind of good. But not this time. Okay? But we thoroughly understand and we know that you are going through this divorce with Porsha. We see it. It's not a good look. And Porsha, you done had this same hairstyle for quite a few scenes, and you want to sit your ass up here and try and blame some on Drew. That's what you're not going to do, and I'm going to dig into that in just a second. Don't put your hands on me. I'm not that Jami. I was not the one in the alley. I don't fight. I don't do those things, okay? I don't get into all of that. I'm not that Jami. Don't do that to me, okay? So don't put your hands on me. I'm just coming to tell you things that your people may not tell you, okay? But let's keep going. Now, I had to stay on that for a little bit. So they discussed Shamea and how Kelly and Britt was telling Shamea things about Porsha, and Shamea wanted to let Porsha know. So then right out the gate, without even processing what Porsha is saying, her mother says, why does she want to tell you about everything someone told her about you that's negative? How does that work? And I'm like, how does it work for you to assume that Shamea wanted to be negative in that moment with Porsha without even assessing what Porsha just said or that Shamea told her? How does that work? You just right out the gate, why she want to tell you everything negative about what? Huh? Shamea told her that so that she did not feel blindsided. Shamea was giving her a heads up. You and your daughter have been a part of this show long enough to know the reasons as to why Shamea approached Porsha with that information. Okay? So mom says that, I know you don't want to hear it. I know you want to hear it. Y'all been friends since high school, but you got to watch the dog that carry the bone. I said, well, then we need to watch your daughter because you're talking to the dog right now. You don't think that Porsha carries bones, ma'am? You don't think that Porsha has bones of her own? You don't think she carries them? Okay, then. Well, I feel like this. For her mom to say that about Shamea leads me to believe that somebody, I don't know if it was y'all, because Shamea and Porsha's mom were friends at some point. But it gets like this sometimes with women. I don't know if y'all were always trying to create a competition between the two or something. But for you to say that, and I know you don't want to hear it, that means that you've said these things before. And I feel like that's why you uphold Porsha in some of her shit these past few years, for sure. Yeah. Uh-huh. You upheld her marrying this damn man and tried to believe the fairy tale of it all because Shamea ain't the only one that could get an African that got money. I feel like you and my personal have contributed to competition between these girls since they were younger. And when they got on the show, I do feel like it was amplified by the fans. But I definitely believe that she contributed to that. And she may do that with all her friends compared to all of them, for real. You know what I'm saying? And what mama doesn't want the best for their child? But at the same time, I feel like you got that competitive spirit in you when it comes to your daughters and her friends. Or your daughter and her friends. Okay? But Porsha does go on to say, I think Shamea was saying it in a way, for like trying to take up for me. And I'm like, that don't really match what's being said right now. I can see if you said, I think Shamea was just giving me a heads up. I think that would have matched in the moment. If you would have said, I think Shamea was just trying to give me a heads up to be aware of what I'm walking into, right? So that makes sense. And the way that you responded and the way your mom was talking, it just confirms to me that this wasn't the first time y'all talked about it. Y'all just need to talk about it on camera. Okay? Because woe is me, Porsha will always be the victim in all situations. Okay? But that's just what it is that I think. Kelly. Let's get to Kelly's event. So Porsha says that her makeup artist is Drew's makeup artist, and that once he knew that she was next or whatever, and once Drew knew it, Drew started to slow down to prevent her from prevent him from getting to Porsha. So therefore her hair wasn't done, her makeup wasn't done, or anything like that. Or no, her makeup was done, but I think she said it was like a 15-minute beat. She didn't have much time. And for me, okay, I do feel like, first of all, I don't believe Porsha. Y'all can be upset about it today or tomorrow. I don't believe Porsha. I feel like Drew has moved very timidly around Porsha, in my opinion. So I don't really see her slowing down. And why would she slow down on what she don't necessarily have control over? I feel like just like he had control over how long he did your face, 15 minutes or not, I feel like he had control over how long he did Drew's face and her hair. And Drew had a wig slapped on her head like it wasn't even that much. Like, I'm confused. You had the same style that you had with your mom. So if you ask me, in my personal opinion, I do feel like it's exactly the reason you had your hair the way that it was, in my opinion, and the reason that you said what you said. One, you want to continue to have this issue with Drew. But aside from that, you already told us exactly why things were the way they were. When you went to go have that bag with Shamea and you was acting like you were going to purchase that bag and both of y'all wanted to take pictures with it together, you didn't buy that bag. You turned around. I mean, unless you did, but I didn't see it. So she could have bought the bag. But you also said, I can't be spending my money, my attorney's money. I can't be spending that in here. So I feel like you've just been very mindful. I think your money may have been tied up, and I completely understand that with this divorce and things like that. You did quit some jobs in an effort to be with this man who was likely the sole provider or whatever the case. And I think you may have got some money too. Not saying that you didn't, but I do think that played a role. Because last year around that time, I think some outfits were reworn, and some styles was the same for a minute. Not the typical Porsha fashion, but you was going through it, so I get it. What I don't get though, so I give you a pass on that stuff. Like, I mean, it's a divorce. You got it. That's it. What I don't give you a pass for is trying to make it seem like this shit is Drew's fault. That's what I'm having a hard time with. Okay, no, ma'am. Let's keep going. Porsha talks about spending her attorney money. Okay, boom. That's when I said that's the real reason. Okay. So, Cynthia checks on Porsha, seeing how she doing with everything. Angela asks Cynthia if this is a good time for her to talk with Shamea. Right out the gate, I'm like, no, it's not. Y'all got these little girls here. No, it's not the right time to have this conversation. Porsha goes talk to Shamea about Angela. Shamea said, who you talking about? The one from the 90s? The one that got the retro nose? Yikes. Too much. Kelly does a speech. She talks about the brittle bone disease that her daughters have. I believe the twins and one of the other daughters may have it, but I believe it's the children she has with the ex-husband. So all of them have a condition, and she talked about how when they were up north, she almost had her kids. I guess she almost got a defects case, because one thing they're going to do, they're going to automatically assume that people are abusing their kids before they can really find out what is happening with the children. I've heard stories like this before. And I just think that's so unfair. And the people y'all need to be checking and snatching their damn kids up, y'all don't. Okay? Y'all need to be in the schools, in my personal, they're being in the hospitals trying to see what's going on. I'm not saying you shouldn't be aware of what's going on in the hospitals, but you need to take your ass down there in the schools and see, okay, y'all need to have a defects counselor or somebody assigned over there to check in with the kids and make sure things are normal and seeing what's happening. Okay? That's what you need to do. So, I'm not getting into that other part, but Drew approaches Porsha. And she wants to have a conversation with Porsha. Porsha like, BIT, okay? And she's like, well, you're here now, so let's talk. She was like, girl, I was sick, BIT, and we could talk another time. She's like, but we can talk now. So Porsha said she looked around to see who the hell was putting Drew up to talking to her, and she saw Allison. So she feels like Allison put her up to talking to her. And I do understand both sides. I do understand Drew wanting to have the conversation with Porsha because Porsha has been leaving her on red in so many words, okay? Setting up dates and canceling them. Which, again, goes along with what I said earlier. Porsha is trying to come off as though she really wants to engage in this conversation with Drew when she knows that she don't. Because she's going to drag this out. Right? But then, at the same time, I am kind of with Porsha on, I'm not going to talk to you right now, BIT. Did you just see the hooping and hollering and yelling that just happened? And we got these kids here. I'm not going to have that conversation. If I ain't learned my lesson about getting to know an NIGGA before I brought him around my daughter, I'm at least going to learn my lesson in this moment to know that I'm not going to hoop and holler with you while my kid is here. Okay, so I understand that because I don't think the conversation Drew and Porsha would have had would have been like calming at all. I don't think so. All right, but that's just that. Okay. But yeah, Porsha, ma'am, I'm just kind of side-eyeing you just a little bit. I feel like you are trying to drag this out. I do feel like you pretending. For some reason, I was talking about this on my Patreon, and something you did this episode kind of reminded me. I can't remember what it was, but I remember what it reminded me of. You was sitting over there texting the group. Remember you was texting the group about Nene, and you was doing all that talking about trying to get Nene up out of here? Yeah, Candy ended up exposing you about you texting the group or whatever. I think it was Candy. And then when Nene comes back around, now you want to go up in her face, talk about stuff. It's been so hard without you. So, yeah, no, ma'am, okay? You be over there being a little, I guess, child. You know what I mean. But, there's that, honey. That's that, okay? We've seen you in your shiesty era, and I feel like you're still there when it comes to Drew. trying to get the lady off the show. Miss, what's her name? Miss Nene, but then talk about something, it's been so hard without you. That's why I can't even clown your ass, okay? But anywho, child, but yeah, so that's it. Let me see. Yeah, I think Drew's gonna have to get a backbone. What's up? What's up, Bonnie? What's the going on, honey? Bonnie Scotch, what's the going on? Let me see what y'all saying over here. Oh, thanks for the super chat. I'm sorry, y'all. I didn't even see these. I've been trying to get through this review. Thank you, Brittany, for the super chat. Found it odd that Porsha was early to Kelly's event. Guess she left at the magical hour. Ooh, thank you so much. I appreciate the super chat. And you know what? Because their event was at Phipps. So Phipps and Porsha is in Duluth. Interesting. Yeah, that ain't if Shamea in Buckhead, because if so, that's where Phipps is. It ain't too far. If that's where Shamea is, that's not too far. So yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point. Talking about a 15-minute glam and then trying to blame it on Drew. No, ma'am. Okay. Oh, you sent 2 super chats. Thank you so much for the super chats. I appreciate it. Yeah. Now, y'all, don't give TR too much. Don't give TR too much. TR is going to win meal for Porsha. And I'm not mad at it. So, y'all, don't give them too, okay? Don't give them too much. Because everybody can't, be I can't stand Porsha person. You have some people that like her and support her. So, it's okay. But, yes. Let me see what else y'all saying. I used to feel bad for Porsha when she was with Cordell. Now I see he was trying to keep his on a leash. Child, a mess, ain't it? Ain't it? Well, listen, you guys, I got some more content I want to get out to you guys. I want to get a body cam out to you guys. And tonight we'll be on my channel with the Ooh Ladies First panel to talk more about Married to Medicine. We're going to get into, and I'm still going to do that review. It'll probably come out tomorrow. Of more Real Housewives of Atlanta and a lot of other topics that's been going on. Okay, so make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel. You guys are coming back tonight to be a part of the conversation. And that's all I got for you guys at this time. Thanks for joining me, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.
Tell him I preach to the choir. Stand with my feet to the fire. Give all the glory to God. Stand in the midst of these haters. I'm silent. Nobody can stop me. Just gotta check in my notification. Them numbers hit like it's a proxy. Cashed out at the ATM and the ATL. They done made a gym. I've been kicking doors like the ATL. Got them trying to clone me like Agent Smith. Game time, I invaded gym. High elevated, I can face the rim. Putting shots up. I got laser focus, about to take it over. I'm Invader Zim. On a trip to Florida like it's A&M. Who that nigga, man? They say I'm him. Spit the truth, never wasting film. I can fill a pool with